What's going on, good people? Happy Monday to all of you. This is Lance of BH Capital Enterprises, where we teach Black people how to navigate the markets, mainly the stock market, but I do dabble in a little crypto, allegedly. But um, most of my focus is on stocks and options and things of that nature. So if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up, Lance at bhcapitalenterprises.com. You can leave me a comment under the video. Be sure to check out the old videos that I've done on this channel. If you have not done so already, please consider subscribing. Hit that notification bell so that you can be alerted promptly whenever I release new content. Um, if you'd like to see me, do a video or offer an opinion on a particular or a specific market topic, hit me up. I'm definitely open to it. This video is by special request from a subscriber. Shout out to Mike. He wanted me to take a look at Palantir Tech. So this isn't one that I follow on a regular basis. It's not on my watch list or anything like that. So I've never really done a top down on this one. So that's what I'm going to do in this video. Um, so yeah, starting off with the yearly chart. I see that there's been a pretty significant sell-off this year so far, with the high of 45, and it's currently sitting uh, over 50% below its all-time high 45 at 21.22. So I'm pretty sure the momentum on this one is pretty strongly bearish at this moment. I would be watching, just throughout the year, whether the price can get back to at least 23 and a half or whatever 2020's closing price was, which is 23.55, so about 23 and a half. So that'd be a key level that I watch. As you can see historically, um, and we don't have a lot of history because this is a fairly new company. But historically, this company, the share price struggles above that 23 and a half price point. So that would be a pretty significant area that I would watch. And I'm actually going to just do a little price level here because I'll probably post this chart in my chart masters group, maybe. All right. So I like to. Okay. Actually, I want to name this 2020 close. All right, and so what I'm going to do is provide Mike with some screenshots of, I keep forgetting to do this to make sure it shows. So we're going to show it on the right. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to provide Mike with some screenshots of the different time frames just so he can have them, and I'll post them in, my chart masters group as well. But yeah, like I said, price right now, the price action is bearish. Sentiment is pretty bearish overall compared with where it has been. That momentum is bearish as well. And then I'd definitely be watching that 2020 close area so far. But let's move on to the monthly chart. We should have significantly more candles on this chart than the yearly chart. As you can see here on the monthly chart, the price, kind of sat. It kind of got stubborn for a few months there, as it didn't want to break below this level. So the month of May is the first month where it pretty much had a clean break below that 2020 close. So one thing that I would pay attention to is how this month shapes up, because we could you know, we see some obvious signs of a reduction in that bearish sentiment possibly. So, you know, be looking for a possible reversal candlestick here. And of course, for the month of June, be watching for confirmation, which would mean that June would need to be bullish. Now, that's not to say that June will be bullish, just saying that in order to confirm a reversal, June would have to be bullish. So, I think, you know, if with us coming here toward the end of the month of May, definitely be paying attention to this monthly chart to see where it shapes up or where it closes out the month. Especially if it closes more toward that 2020 close, then I'd definitely be looking to see, you know, how June opens really, with the possibility of June trying to push back over that 2020 close level. But so far, um, price is uh, struggling here in this low 20s area. I'm actually going to so me, it kind of, you know, sometimes it kind of depends on, you know, where I draw my lines, whether it be at the wicks or the bodies. It just kind of depends. But either way, I'll be watching this area here. Honestly, for me, just so I can see or show you guys kind of the area that I'd be paying attention to is inside this area. So the month of June, seeing if it can open maybe above 22. But like I said, we'll see. It's still too early to call it. Anything can happen over the next few days on into June 1st. But you know, this area right here will be critical, in my opinion, in order for that price to push above that key level here, 23.55. Trying to see if I see anything else at the moment. Um, no, not really seeing anything else at the moment. Um, yeah, I'm gonna just leave those alone. Screenshots. Okay. I'm gonna take these off now. Okay, and let's take a look at the weekly chart. Hold on a second. Also, watch to the downside this 2018 area. So, um, basically, anywhere between 2018 to that 2020 level is where I'd be watching. I'm actually gonna draw that around in here. Okay, and I'm just gonna do a dotted line here. Okay, so basically what this could represent is like an area of demand, right? So the price could consolidate in here. It could break down from here, it could break out from here, but either way, this is definitely an area of interest um, that I'd be watching. And I'm just gonna go ahead and label that possible demand zone. Alright, so I'm gonna take this arrow off. I'm just gonna make this a different color. Fold it, make it a little bigger. Can't miss it. So, alright, so possible demand zone here. If not, then, you know, I'd be watching down to, you know, maybe 17 or so. But yeah, this is pretty much all I have to say about the or this monthly chart. And I should have kept my little my other lines on there, my other trend lines on there, but I didn't realize that I wasn't quite done. But yeah, let's move on to the weekly chart. All right, so weekly chart is pretty much kind of confirming what I said before, that the price may consolidate in this area, and so far that's pretty much what it has been doing over the past um, several weeks. So right here, already on the weekly chart, we have a reversal candle here, and then we got confirmation here. So you know, I'd be looking to see if the price is actually headed toward that $23 range. Markdown here. Um, Price is consolidating, so maybe it could be trying to transition into phase two of the market cycle, which is a bullish phase. But again, that this area, it definitely needs to break out of this zone, in order for in my opinion, for you know sentiment to start to change, on this ticker. Um, Again, I'm going to draw that trend line. So I care a little bit about this area, but I care a lot less because it's kind of an outlier. The majority of your price action is really below 35. So I make a mental note of that 45 area, but like I said, the majority of that price action is happening um, below 35. So 35, in fact, would be another area of interest that I watch. Um, but one thing that I'm seeing already with drawing this trend line is that this week was the first week that the price is pretty much above this trend line or outside of this trend line. So maybe getting ready for a move, whether it be up or back down, or even consolidating. But um, one area that I'm also seeing, I like to personally notate any gaps on the chart. And so there's a small gap between about 32 and 30. So that's an area that I would pay attention to as well. Um, I'm going to make this white. Actually, white is probably not a great idea since I have a white trend line there. All right, so let's go here. See how that looks. Blue, I guess I can deal with that. Um, we're gonna call that the supply zone. All right. Just so you know, just so I know. You know what I'm saying? When I look at quick glance, I know what I'm looking at. All right, so gap from February 8th to 15th, so that transition from the first week to, or that 1 week to the next, the price gap down and has yet to fill that gap. So I'll be watching that area. Let me take this arrow off. Sorry guys, I like for my charts to look a certain way. And I would consider this a supply zone personally until the price action tells me otherwise. So yeah. All right, so got supply zone there. So like I said, either the price consolidates in this zone, or it, eventually or at some point try to make a move above this 23.5 price level. And then at that point, it's going to make a move up toward 30 and maybe into this zone here. But it does have some static before it gets there. But I'd say, maybe around 28 and then be watching that supply zone up ahead at 30 to 32. Let's see. Just trying to see if I see anything else here on this weekly chart at the moment. And I don't really, so let's look at the daily chart. Okay. So you can see where the price has just kind of been consolidating here. We had a little drop off here. And now the price is trying to, so it made it back above this $20 level that I made or that I drew. We're getting some higher lows. I meant, higher lows on the daily chart over the past several days. So that's something that I would definitely be paying attention to. And let me go back to the weekly chart so that I can take a screenshot right quick. All right, so let's go back to this daily chart. All right. So yeah, I would be paying attention to this this support here. See if the price, continues to stay above that level, and that level kind of carries the price up into this area right here, the $23 level. Um, uh, but me personally, I would like to see this price moving strongly above 23 before I would position personally. Now, excuse me, I don't have any stock in this company or hold any positions currently. I've never traded this company before. Like I said before, this was by request, so that's why I'm looking at it. Of course, this is not any type of investment advice or anything like that. I just really do this for the love of it. I just love looking at charts and building plans and building or constructing a hypothesis on what I think may happen. So all of this could be completely wrong. You know what I'm saying? So the price could, it could dive from here. It could do anything from here. But this low $20 area is definitely an area that is significant for this ticker. So, I like to catch, personally, I like to catch companies or price action coming out of consolidation. So for example, if you look at Google daily chart, look back after Q4 earnings, you'll see that Google was very choppy for at least 2.5 months before this most recent earnings report. And I watched Google like a hawk every day from Q4 to Q1 of 2021. And I was in doing that, I was able to identify the precise moment when Google was ready to make that breakout move. So, and when it made that breakout move, it was beautiful. Not saying that that would happen with Palantir, but that's just giving an example of why and how I like to catch companies coming out of consolidation. But you have to be patient because a lot of times that choppiness can shake you out. So it's about trying to find the right time to get in the midst of those choppy waters, and also being comfortable with your analysis and also with what you put at risk. So that's another thing. But anyway, yeah, so I'm not really seeing a whole lot that's different on this time frame. I may be able to come back later and see some other things, but not at the moment. Um, as I said before, a break below 20, this price could head back toward 17. It's already hit and bounce from that level. If it, if it fails at 17, it could see the 15 to $13 range. But again, as far as bullishness is concerned, personally, I'd like to see it break above 23 and a half. This one, it doesn't appear to be an extremely volatile one. I'm not sure because, like I said, I don't really trade it. It's especially lately. Back here it was a lot more volatile, but here lately it hasn't been very volatile. It's been pretty range bound, so not something that would necessarily make my watch list. But yeah, oh well, let me check one more thing. Let me see where the 250 is. Okay, so it's heading toward that 50-day moving average. So the 50-day is at 22.45. So for sure, the price looks like it's trying to make a break for that area. So I definitely keep watch on that. As you can see, the price has, ever since that fall below the 50-day moving average on February 22nd, it has been trading below that. So every attempt to break that, it has failed. So we had one attempt here, two attempts here, and it, now it looks like it's going to try again. So got some strong supply here. Just short term resistance here. Watch that volume. Looks like volume is picked up since yesterday, or not yesterday, but Friday. So I'd be looking to see if that volume is starting to pick up. But yeah, it's I mean that's pretty much it when it comes to this ticker. Um, if you guys have any questions, if you see anything different, let me know what you see, and we can chat about it. Excuse me. If you would like for me to do a market markdown or markup on any other tickers, let me know. I could do crypto as well. I think my next one will be on Nike, which was also by special request. So if you're requesting something, just know that it'll be in the queue. So I don't have anything in the queue after Nike. I just kind of pick them at random and put them out. So hopefully you guys learned something. I'll be following this one to see how it does as it hits the levels that I mentioned. Um, and stay tuned for the next video. Thanks for watching.